I was in on the robbery. I was in on the robbery, but I didn't agree with how they went about things. You know, like they were just going after all of the valuables first. And I said we need to be systematic about this and work top to bottom. You know, and make sure we get. So we had some disagreements on how to go about the robbery. And so I started a new crew, Your Honor. I got a whole new crew. What's going on, y'all? Things might look just a little bit different today. That's because my camera died. Yeah, my camera was like, you know what, I'm good. You know what I mean? Yeah, I done got you to 500. I done got you to 500, and you ain't putting no extra money on this Sony stock. You know what I mean? It's like an employee just out at 4:55. Didn't give me no warning or nothing. So we just gonna have some fun with it while I work through this in the background. But that wasn't gonna stop me from getting this content out. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the page. Shout out to all of the members. I am Reese Waters, and we have gathered here for Who Raised Y'all to highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
Now to the breaking news overnight about the Jeffrey Epstein files and the conspiracy theories officially being rejected. Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, awaiting his sex trafficking trial. According to a memo detailing the findings, investigators found the video showed no one entering the area in the overnight hours before Epstein was found unresponsive. But perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
Huh. Well, how about that? Elon. Yeah, Elon. Remember what you said about Trump? Remember that? Oh, you got a meme? And to think, if they just would have thrown some dummy names out there, like if you just would have given me like some 2K names or something, that would have been more believable. It would have been. Y'all was all out here cutting promos, talking about what's on your desk and this. Y'all sound like me in my 20s. Hey, whatever happened to that report? I got it. It's on my desk. I'm working on it. You gonna have it tomorrow. Uh-huh. And then tomorrow come, I never got that report. I never got it. So, when I said I was working on it, I meant I was working on myself. That meant I was working on myself. DOJ, FBI, the whole Trump administration, the kind of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
It's no wonder why Elon Musk was so tight. What the heck was the point of Doge if he's just going to increase the debt by $5 trillion? Oh, I know that one. I know that one. So what you mean to tell me is that you contributed all this money to get him elected, and then he came in and they gave you like a special desk. They gave you a special desk down in the basement with some cots so you could work on a special project. And then as soon as you left, they just nullified all of the stuff that sound like you was a mark. Yeah, that's what it sounds. Sound like you was a mark. Yeah. You might look for the authorities to pick you up for solicitation. I'll be honest. That's what it sounds like, Elon. And now all of a sudden, your fury makes perfect sense. MAGA is in the past. Woke is a distraction. The middle is the future. America Party is the party of the middle majority. Now, how they gonna talk all that trash about Obama and they went to the same artists to do the art? That's the hope right there. That's the hope. I know the hope when I see the hope. I can tell you this right now, Elon. You starting a new political party, After you got booted from Maga because you was too unpopular? They finna drag you right now. They finna drag you. MAGA is the past is such a stupid thing to say. Also, nothing says America Party more than Elon's face front and center. It's totally about America. It's totally not at all about Elon's hubris. Oh, hell no. Nah. We not doing that. No, look, I'm down with a good Elon Musk dragging as much as the next person. But whose name is on that flag in your yard? Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Who put his own name on the Bible? No, we're not doing that. No. That is a place I will not let. I'm with the Musk dragon. You know what I mean? I saw how silly that poll was. He said 40% of Americans was going to support it.
You know, I build rockets and cars and stuff. So what am I doing in politics? It's not. I don't want to be in politics. I want to be clear. That is not my preference. I just like building stuff. I like building products that people love, and I derive joy from seeing people enjoy the products that my companies make. I actually don't like politics at all. I hate politics. but the stakes are so high here that I have had no choice but to take a stand.
Yeah, he must not know the bot situation on X. You know, if you would think somebody would know the bot situation on X, he would know it. I can tell you this: 400 of those centers with all of the phones hooked up to them, 40% of those would support your new political party. And besides, I mean, really, let's start at the very beginning. Elon Musk, wasn't this you?
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Now, you yourself have asserted that if it were not for you, Donald Trump wouldn't have been elected. How is that a flex? That means that you have culpability in your hand in all of the destruction that we are watching unfold across America. I don't understand how you acknowledging how it was your doing that helped this man rise to power, that was integral to this man rising to power, and now being able to enact Project 2025 and this rampant spending. Why should we look at you any different? How is that a defense? Like, Your Honor, yeah, I was in on the robbery. I was in on the robbery, but I didn't agree with how they went about things. You know, like they were just going after all of the valuables first. And I said we need to be systematic about this and work top to bottom. You know, and make sure we get. So we had some disagreements on how to go about the robbery. And so I started a new crew, Your Honor. I got a whole new crew. Huh? But was I still in? Yeah, I told you I was in. Yeah, I was involved in the robbery. But when I'm telling you, I got a whole new crew. So I wash my hands of that. No, I done turned the page. Really? After helping to elect the most incompetent and destructive president in history, Trump, the world's richest Yahtzee, Elon Musk, has formed his own far-right political party, the America Party. Gee, I can't wait to find out how South African fascism differs from American. Oh, I can help you with that. I can help you with that. I can tell you exactly how it differs. Only Elon Musk would start a political party, base it in California, a liberal stronghold, and have a bunch of foreigners run it. You can't make this up. The irony that the America Party is foreign coded is amusing. Now, Elon Musk, are you really going to base your party in California and have a bunch of, a bunch of foreigners? Is that what you did? If anybody knows how xenophobic MAGA is, you should know. You had to come to the defense of Vivek come Christmas time. And that done only got worse. Did y'all see how they did him on July 4th? You know how they feel about outsiders, and you trying to come Elon. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. No, MAGA, you doing too much. MAGA, you doing, look. I'm gonna go at Elon, but y'all not gonna have too much fun with, where you get your Trump hat from? Look at the tag. All right. And don't get us start talking about that phone. Huh? All y'all can get it today.
kind of match my swag. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna even lie, the audio is.
Let's see what we got here. People who have come out in support of Elon Musk's new political party: Mark Cuban, Anthony Scaramucci, Brian Krasenstein, Thomas Massey, and Mike Pence. Now I'm gonna be honest. Elon Musk, that's not great. That's not when Scaramucci is in the first paragraph. That's not great. That being said, it's already more high profile than MAGA. They already more high profile. Hey, MAGA, y'all was out here throwing out Scott Baio. Matter of fact, you still throwing out Scott Baio. We already have a third party. It's called MAGA. Now, I try to have some integrity about this, because I'm not MAGA. And I would be lying if I said that none of MAGA's memes made me laugh. You got me one time. You got me one time. Okay. Actually, you got me two times. You actually got me two times.
Yep, like.
Yeah, man, this isn't a good look. There are dozens of little girls missing from a horrific natural disaster in Texas. Tweeting about starting a new party in the middle of it just feels gross and insensitive. I appreciate everything you did for us in Western North Carolina, especially with Starlink. You saved lives here by developing that technology, and I cannot thank you enough for it. But the American party just ain't it. We know the outcome will split votes from Republicans, which will cause Dems to win. If Dems win, they ruin the country and cause everything we love to get worse. Sometimes I wonder how Mark Robinson was able to run an entire troll campaign, how Mini Soldier was able to get that much of the vote in North Carolina, and then I see tweets like that. You know what I mean? And now I get how Mark Robinson was still almost able to become the governor of North Carolina. Now let's start with this is not a good look because of the timing of it. You give me the window when there is not some sort of fire drill emergency in America since the Trump administration has taken office. You give me, when was the good quiet time when we should announce this? Trump basically goes about his business as if he wants to not provide any runway for an announcement of a new political party. Not that he knows that that's even a thing that could happen, but that's basically how they go about their business. Flooding the zone. That is literally what they do. Now, to the point of this is going to split the Republican votes and it would only help Democrats. Well, that was a very popular sentiment. Elon, this isn't a joke. A third party that hands power to Democrats who will impeach Trump, defund ICE, and throw open the border will devastate this country. Unlike you, real Americans don't want to go to Mars. We want to save America. In June, Elon admitted that creating a third party would hand Democrats a supermajority and end poorly for him. He canceled it during his truce with Trump, then restarted it. Does anyone believe the American Party will even last until 2026? Unserious. Now y'all got to make up your mind. Y'all got to make up your mind. Is it gonna divide the Republicans and hand the Democrats a supermajority, or is it gonna fail? Y'all make up this, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. And as far as the first guy, that was I'm still not past that, where he talked about North Carolina and the natural disasters. You realize where the FEMA money's going now, right? You realize where the FEMA money is going, since you want to talk about natural disasters. But I guess it's better to hear that Trump has your back than actually get assistance when you are in need. And you know what? To each his own. To each his own. And Elon, you see what Trump said? You saw it, right? I am saddened to watch Elon Musk go completely off the rails, essentially becoming a train wreck over the past 5 weeks. He even wants to start a third political party, despite the fact that they have never succeeded in the United States. The system seems not designed for them. The one thing third parties are good for is the creation of complete and total disruption and chaos. You wouldn't know nothing about that. And we have enough of that with the radical left Democrats, naturally, who have lost their confidence and their minds. Republicans, on the other hand, are a smooth-running machine that just passed the biggest bill of its kind in the history of our country. Yeah, nothing says a smooth-running machine like the guy who installed you decided to start his own party. I love the denial of reality while explaining what happened. Like, I don't watch a lot of Trump content, but he deviates from just basic reality so often. I don't understand how you can have like an extended conversation. And he probably got some help with this post. I have campaigned on this for 2 years, and quite honestly, when Elon gave me his total and unquestioned endorsement, I asked him whether or not he knew that I was going to terminate the EV mandate. It was in every speech I made and in every conversation I had. He said he had no problems with that. I was very surprised. Additionally, Elon asked that one of his close friends run NASA, and while I thought his friend was very good, I was surprised to learn that he was a blue-blooded Democrat who had never contributed to a Republican before. Elon probably was also. I also thought it inappropriate that a very close friend of Elon, who was in the space business, run NASA, when NASA is such a big part of Elon's corporate life. My number one charge is to protect the American public.
Your reaction to Elon Musk starting a third party?
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Donald Trump, did you just claim that you were trying to avoid a conflict of interest with Elon Musk? Huh? Did you just claim that you were trying to avoid a conflict of interest with Elon Musk? Like my mama asking me why I didn't take the chicken out, and I said because that would have been irresponsible, because I would have forgotten about it. It would have stayed out there all day, or the dog might have got it. Like that's what you want me to believe? Despite all of the other things that we've seen, that's what you want me to believe. I'm also old enough to remember when you bringing up that he was a lifelong Democrat and hadn't contributed to a Republican would have been disqualifying by virtue of your partisan preferences in politics. I'm old enough to remember when that would have been a red flag. You maybe wouldn't have picked him to lead NASA because he was a blue-blooded Democrat and had never contributed to a Republican, but you would never say, I didn't pick him to run NASA because he was a blue-blooded Democrat and had never contributed to a Republican.
You done fucked up, right?
That's how far we have slid as a country. Fight back, Elon. What is True Social? Not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad there. I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you though, or sorry it happened. He gave his phone to one of the interns. Yeah, he gave his phone to one of the interns, and that's a solid job. Hey Elon, whoever you got working the social media, that's who the White House needs. Because they be posting garbage. That's exactly who the White House needs.
Tired of government promises falling flat? Do you go through an outrageous amount of stress just trying to get by? Then bump it up with the One Big Beautiful Bill and get that relief fast and easy.
Hey, now, Elon, there's a couple questions that I have about all of this. What happens to the South Africans? What happens to... That's got to be awkward for them. Now, granted, far be it for me to extend sympathies or empathy for the people who fumbled apartheid and had to try a new white society elsewhere. Far be it for me to have any major concerns about them. But this is kind of awkward. You know what I mean? It's like when you come over to somebody's house and then they start arguing. You know what I mean? You just like, should we leave or like we gonna go in the backyard. We gonna take a walk around the neighborhood. We South Africans gonna take a walk around the neighborhood till Trump and Musk work all of this out. And as far as you, Trump, you said this man is a train wreck. You didn't say that. You didn't say that when he was wilding in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? He was wilding. You know what I mean? You didn't say nothing when he was wilding in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? Now he's a train wreck, but he was fine then. You just thought he needed some sleep. Is that what you thought? You thought he just left the Millers. And he hadn't returned back to center yet. Is that what you thought? Yes, the two-party duopoly is broken. I've been saying for years we need a third and even a fourth political party. But Elon Musk is an utterly dishonest broker, divider, spreader of dangerous disinformation. Anyone joining him in his new political party should have their head examined. We already seen that. We ain't gonna be able to trust none of these numbers if he throw a party. I can definitely tell you that.
And he announced this weekend that he is starting a new political party. Does that worry the Trump administration?
Look, the principles of Doge were very popular. I think if you looked at the polling, Elon was not. So I believe that the boards of directors at his various companies wanted him to come back and run those companies, which he is better at than anyone. So I imagine that those board of directors did not like this announcement yesterday and will be encouraging him to focus on his business activities, not his political activities.
God bless him. Did you just say Elon wasn't popular? Now, granted, I'm not going to disagree with that. This man cost them a whole election in Wisconsin just due to his unpopularity alone. I don't disagree with that. But you saying he was unpopular. Have you seen Trump's approval numbers lately? And this is before the ramifications and the effects of the big, beautiful bill even are thoroughly felt by his MAGA base.
You can see it right here. We have two new polls, Quinnipiac University, AP Newark. I got the prior poll for you on the screen. I got the now. This is the net approval rating. You could see this in Quinnipiac, minus 12 to minus 16. How about AP Newark? Minus 16 to minus 21. Awful, awful, awful for both of these pollsters. Where we are right now, both Quinnipiac and AP Newark, the worst for Donald Trump in this term so far. He is very much way, way, way underwater.
Hey, Elon. They still talking trash. Yep. Scott Bessent done talk trash. They done got Laura Loomer talking. He said you was a train wreck. Yeah, he did. And he said when you left the Oval Office that last time, they found dog food wrappers. They say use off the dog food. They say they going in. Fight back. Billionaire oligarch Elon Musk implies he has more damaging dirt on Donald Trump and that he might escalate their feud after the president threatens to deport him and turn Doge loose like a monster to, quote, eat Elon. Another Jeffrey bombshell may be inbound. I'm going to be here. No, I'm going to be here. Whether my camera working or not, I'm going to be here. I don't care if we just got to do audio. I ain't going to miss a good fight. I ain't going to miss a good fight. Coming on July 4th, 2026. From Homeland Security. All right, I might miss that fight. I'll be honest. Yeah, yeah. That'd be the first fight I missed in my life. Will be that one. Matter of fact, I got another fight. It's another fight they're gonna be fighting over in Burlington, in Forestville. I'll be over there. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. That's right, we did it. We hit 500,000 subscribers, and I can't thank you guys enough for reaching this milestone. Did you know that it was less than a year ago? It was actually July 7th of last year that we just hit 100,000 subscribers. So that means over 400,000 subscribers in the last 365 days.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
And almost 240,000 in 2025 alone. And to all of you, I want to say thank you. That also includes the 2,600 members we have here on YouTube and all those that have joined the Patreon that we just launched a little over a month ago. And it's at a time like this, I gotta give a shout out to the day ones, the people that was at those old lives, those 2 p.m. lives, those lives in a completely different room, those lives with the babies crying. That was a little bit more bidet than I was prepared for. But that being my first bidet experience, I can honestly say that I am a bidet veteran. So there you have it. I'm officially a bidet veteran. And like any veteran, I can tell you, you don't know the things I've seen. Well, there was so few people, it was like we were holding hands and having a therapy meeting. Shout out to all of y'all. I'm talking about people like Be Humble and Supervillain, Kit and the Misfit Toys, Auntie Melanie, Tanny C, all of you guys, seriously, I didn't realize that we could make it here, and certainly not just a year later, but you are the foundation that this is built on. Also, all of the mods, all the people that show up to all of the premieres and help get the word out, to all of you guys, salute. And last but not least, the people whose hard work has made this possible. You guys know the brain trust here on the channel. Miss Ray, who's been my right-hand woman, Regina, who's the best researcher in the game, and somebody who you guys may not know, my man David. He is the guy who's behind all of the thumbnails. He was my very first editor. He's the guy who designed all of the graphics.
I want to talk to the manager.
Be it Troubled Waters, Street Politics, Who Raised Y'all, Racist of the Week. He's the guy who created all of those. And to all of the people that have edited here on the channel and lent your technical expertise, I'm talking about Paul, Kit, Tony, Denzel, Boz, Trevor, to all of you guys, I wouldn't be here without you, and to you, I say thank you. As grateful as I am to be here in this moment, it is only matched by my excitement for what's to come. Which means a members live, because y'all know we gonna party.
Check it out. Dang.
Y'all know we gonna party. Be on the lookout for notifications. Don't be late. I mean, I guess you could be, because you could watch it on replay, but it's more fun when y'all show up on time. Do the opposite of what you do in real life. And me also.
Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall.